Dr. Marandi, two quick questions. First one is the past 2 weeks, a lot has been reported in the alternative press about Iran basically secretly acquired a bomb. And they have shared this with the Pakistanis. And this has been reported massively on different YouTube channels. And the claim is the third country helped Iran acquire a bomb and going to test it soon. You are in the eye of the storm. How do you respond to that?
Larry Johnson and Pepe Escobar are two good friends of mine, personal friends, very credible people. I am in communication with them. I advise people to listen to them when they're on different shows, or in the case of Larry, when he does his own show. Their report comes from someone in Pakistan who they say is a person who is in the know, and they have good reason to believe that. But Larry has never said that this is true. He's saying that this is coming from a high-ranking source and it should be taken seriously. First of all, Iran has the ability to produce it. It's had that ability for many years. And Iranian senior officials have said that. They've chosen not to, just as they chose not to produce chemical weapons when chemical weapons were being used against Iran by Saddam Hussein with Western support, with support of regional family dictatorships in the Persian Gulf. Ayatollah Khomeini, the first leader of the revolution, said, no, we're not going to, he was asked by leaders to start a chemical weapons program, he said no. And of course, it's very ironic that the West gave Saddam Hussein all those chemical weapons to use against Iranians, and I survived 2 chemical attacks. And then to undermine Syria, they used the excuse of chemical weapons, which was all fake and a lie. And there were no chemical weapons used by the government in Syria the way in which these people were claiming. But they did it in any case, and their proxies promoted this idea in order to legitimize the dirty war against Syria. I know you've covered this. Aaron Mateus covered this. Some of our other friends, they've covered this. So I don't want to get into that. But in any case, Iran refused to produce chemical weapons. And Ayatollah Khamenei also gave a fatwa against nuclear weapons. So Iran could have produced nuclear weapons back then. Iran, which is much more technologically advanced than 10, 15 years ago, can easily produce it. It has chosen not to do so. Now, we can debate whether that's the right thing or wrong thing to do, but that's for another day. I don't see why Iran would need a nuclear weapon from a neighboring country. First of all, Pakistan would not be able to do that even if Iran wanted it, because Pakistan is very closely bound to the United States. And Pakistan's, if Iran was to acquire it, the only country I can think of would be North Korea, if Iran were to purchase it. But why would Iran purchase a nuclear weapon and then explode it, and then you'd have no nuclear weapons? So, and why would it explode a nuclear weapon? Why even say that you want to use a nuclear weapon in the desert? And if all you have to do is say, I have a nuclear weapon, I think people would take you seriously enough. But I have not seen any change in the discourse in Iran. I mean, in Iran, Dr. Larijani, who was martyred in this war, very good man, I knew personally, I was very fond of. He said that if Iran faces its existence faces an existential threat, then our nuclear posture would change. I don't see an existential threat at the moment to Iran's existence. And I haven't seen any change in the public narrative about nuclear weapons. Most Iranians want nuclear weapons, especially after the 12-day war. The majority want nuclear weapons. But that is not the position of the state. And I don't see any movement in the media to sort of push, to sort of prepare the grounds for some change in policy. So I don't believe that this is true. I think that this person in Pakistan, who is definitely a high-ranking person with influence, I think his information is probably inaccurate. I can't swear that I'm not privy to these things, but I find it highly unlikely.
Unlikely. Last
but
question.
but I am a fan of Larry, very close friend of Pepe, and I like both of them a lot. And I'm a close friend of Larry's. I wore one of Larry's shirts that he gave me as a gift on his show, even though I don't usually wear those shirts. But this particular, I don't see it. I don't see how. I don't. It doesn't seem to me that this is correct.
Yeah. This is why I want you also guys to know, like, see how Dr. Marandi answered. This is not like a football game. Somebody scores against each other. This is also an arena of ideas. People share their ideas. And when I said that I don't believe that this source is correct, and I believe this information may intoxicate basically the Iranian position, and it could harm the Iranian position. I didn't mean to attack Larry Johnson or Pepe. Both of them were on the show. I love them. If I see them in the street, I will hug them. But I just simply disagree with them. I think we also have to a little bit be flexible about people disagreeing with each other, staying friends. It's totally fine, guys. It happens all the time. Dr. Marandi,
I advise everyone to watch Larry Johnson whenever they have time, and Pepe Escobar as well.
Yeah. Last question, Dr. Marandi. I have the feeling that I'm a really unlucky person. Like I was born in Syria as a Syrian of Armenian origins. My nation, my country has gone into the hands of these Takfiris. And then we have another puppet, basically, on the northern border of your country called Nikol Pashinyan winning for the third time. Are you worried about the situation in the Southern Caucasus with this so-called Trump corridor he's going to open and Trump is endorsing him? It's quite clear this guy is NATO's guy. Is Iran worried of Pashinyan and what he's basically where he's pushing the country of Armenia?
The Iranians have won the war, and the siege is not going well for the United States. The Iranian people, of course, are facing many difficulties, economic difficulties. No doubt about it. And it will continue to become more difficult in the weeks and months ahead until this is over. No doubt. The West and the US, and they're trying to break the will of the Iranian people. But it's not working. Otherwise, the United States wouldn't constantly be attacking Iran and murdering people in their strikes and at night. But Iran will win this war. And the balance of power has changed. And the United States will no longer have the clout and future that it has or had. And so I think that in future, when this is all over, that the leadership in Baku and the leadership in Armenia, they will recognize that they will not have the luxury of being allies of the Israeli regime, or of conspiring against the people of our region. And they will have to change their behavior when it comes to the empire. Iran has no problem with Armenia or the Republic of Azerbaijan having good ties with the United States or the Europeans or anyone else. But if they're going to be a foothold for the United States, then they should take a look at the regimes in the Persian Gulf today. And for Iran, it's much easier to deal with them if, God forbid, they take that sort of position. I don't believe that the Armenian government will be able to successfully integrate with Europe. Europe is collapsing, and I don't believe the Republic of Azerbaijan wants to have a hostile position towards the Iranian people, because I know many people from the Republic of Azerbaijan, and they have strong feelings of brotherhood with the Iranians, and so do many, many, many Armenians as well. And so I'm optimistic about the future, and I think that the U.S. empire is declining faster than people understand. And I think the heroism of Iran, the Iranian people, Hezbollah, the resistance in Lebanon, Christians, Muslims, Sunnis, Shias, Druze, those who support the resistance, their heroism is taking a toll on the enemy. The resistance of the Palestinians in Gaza, in the West Bank, in the resistance in Yemen, and Ansarullah, and in Iraq, and what remains of the resistance in Syria. I think the people, these people are changing the world, and they are fighting on behalf of the global majority, and that is their intention. They're not just fighting about themselves; they say it openly. We are fighting for everyone. We are fighting for Venezuela. We're fighting for Cuba. We're fighting for people across the global South, and all those people who are being subjugated by the empire. And their cause is just, and they are going to succeed. The days are dark, but there will be light, and there will be the sun will return one day, and we have to struggle until then. And we should never despair. Of course, despair is what the enemy wants, and we should just do what we have to do. And by doing that, we should feel satisfied. Success is not important. Doing the right thing is important. Success is up to God. And therefore, I'm optimistic about our part of the world, and I'm optimistic about the decline of the empire. And I think after the empire declines, many things will change. The manipulations that are being carried out by the empire in our region will go away. And then the relationships between different peoples and countries will become more normal rather than abnormal. Yes. And that can only be a good thing. I'm not saying that with the empire gone, we're going to have this big utopia, but you're going to have a more normal situation.
Yes, fairer word, yes.